Hey everybody, it's Mudman. Thanks for tuning in my channel here. Appreciate the love. So, tomorrow is the anniversary here in Mississippi. 21 years ago, tomorrow. Katrina, Hurricane Katrina. It's a name just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Okay. So, I've been through my fair share of hurricanes. First hurricane was 1979, Hurricane Frederick. Being the I've hurricane is something that I'll never forget. So I was married at the time, now divorced. We had two kids, Dakota at the time. Evan was born that June. Well, we was naive and stupid, naive and like we're riding storm out. Okay. It was a Cat 5 offshore. They said the 3, I said the 4. Agree, disagree. Trying to tell that to folks who lost everything. So we was in our house there in subdivision, and rock and rolling all day long. We had two X spaces in our house doing this, just float, just and found one fail. So I thought be Dorothy Wizard of Oz gonna fly away. It was that bad. So woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda just left, and then, but we didn't. We stayed. We had roof damage and fence damage like everybody else did. So we was lucky. A lot of folks out there wasn't as lucky. Grandma Selena, her and her roommate lived there within, not far from Back Bay, there in Biloxi, there in St. Martin area. They had 9 foot of water in the house. This is a $180,000 home, probably $200,000 home now. 9 foot of water, it pushed 2 cars out. So it was something. It gives you a lot. Then went with a neighbor of mine, pick up, look and see stairs to nowhere, especially on the bayous. That was something that is eye-opening experience. And then when you see the news, you see these big, massive casinos tossed around like matchbox cars. The Copa, the Grand, there in Gulfport got tossed on land. In Biloxi, there's YouTube footage out there. I never checked it. For years I checked it out. There was storm chasers on 3rd floor parking garage, photovised, 30 foot of water. Okay, so you had the Grand went across Highway 90. You had the president go a few miles down the road from where it was to there at the Magic got wiped out. So then the Hard Rock was supposed to open up Labor Day weekend 21 years ago, and it peeled like a sardine can. So of course they made a law where they move on inland. So, and just recently, this year or last year, I visit Boomtown and Treasure Bay. Also, the Treasure Bay ain't the same without the pirate ship. I'm sorry, I went to it. It's not the same. Boomtown, there in Back Bay. Only thing, it's still crab legs. It was good back in the day, but they've added, since 21 years later, they've added casinos. Scarlet Pearl. Oh, the palace got sunk there in Back Bay. They're on the but it's back up and rising now. The casinos are thriving. Every time I go in one of a lot of folks are still spending money. Entertainment all year round. Um, you drive along Highway 90, you see empty spots where houses was at, old homes that survived Camille, didn't survive Katrina. 5 miles inland there in Hancock County, there was saltwater. 5 miles inland, with stuff getting destroyed by Katrina. You see a lot of businesses and homes raise their house up. I personally wouldn't want to have a house that close to the beach, that close to the Gulf of America. But and you see new business, you see business move close there to D'Iberville and areas. Um, it's still 21 years later. You still see the scars. You still see the scars of what happened. I worked in the shipyard there at English Shipbuilding, and we worked on the old East Bank. And some of the machines we had there was built in the 1940s. I mean heavy ass lathes. Now we was within the eyesight of the river here, Pasco River. So a few days after the Katrina, they brought us back to work. That was a mess, pure mess, and destruction. I mean, it's like 9 foot of water went through our shop. The same lakes I mentioned just a minute ago was in the middle of the highway, and we saw pictures of people's plate and stuff, mementos. Our Senator Trent Lott, parts of his house was on East Bank, and our round bar shop, there was somebody's dinghy, sailboat dinghy. There was somewhere on East Bank, West Bank, there was somebody's hot tub. So of course, they had a DDG at the time tied to the dock and about sunk because it wasn't ready to go, and she wasn't ready to go out. Multi-billion-dollar ship about sunk there, and they had 2 wind gusts, 175 miles per hour there on the battleship, down on them Navy ships. They decided when we was trying to work what we got East Bank. I mean, we was cleaning machines. My forklift was shot, and then they decided it'd be more wise to move us to the West Bank. Thanks, Katrina. I mean, the East Bank laid back. Didn't see no Cubans, see nobody. So then it was to a more modern, converted fab shop into a machine shop. So Hurricane, like I said, Katrina was a mean woman, and went from Texas all the way to Florida, widthwise. It irritates me when the media back then, national media, it's all about New Orleans. Okay, they was caused by sorry, I'm getting a notification on my phone here. So all about New Orleans. Okay. Levee broke. Broke a levee. Flood New Orleans. Okay. I mean, you look at Wayland, Bay St. Louis, Slidell maybe. Like a bomb went off. a literally bomb went off. I mean, they big ass, massive storm, like a bomb went off. Okay. Like I said, mentioned earlier, fish 5 miles inland, saltwater fish. Um, it is, I mean, you had the Biloxi Ocean Springs Bridge gone. You had the Bay St. Louis Bridge gone. Um, you had a lot of old homes gone. And it is, I mean, yeah, we rose up. We, like I say, the media was all about New Orleans. And very rare you heard anything positive. I mean, but we as Mississippians rose our arms up to work. We, and you had fine folks from out of state, across the country, come in and help us help our area out. I mean, I been in MREs, bags of ice, water, clothing. I mean, we're all grateful for the support we got. I think somebody in Washington State built our roof or whatever it was, or our fan, whatever it might be. So, I'm also grateful for my neighbor, the Baileys. Baileys, or their parents' name. Steve was in the military. They said, well, they couldn't leave. They were stuck on base. Well, they said, well, here's the key to our house. Have anything you want out of our refrigerator. I said, okay, cool. So, we did that. And like, I'm still friends with this day, and continue our friendship. So it's to see what this thing did to casinos is something I will never forget. I mean, casinos in the middle of the Highway 90. Casino, like I said, the president went down from Broadwater down to the Coliseum. I have what you call PTSD because of that storm. Should have left. Should have gone. But we didn't. And live and learn. I don't want to be that close to the water as far as the Gulf no more. Gulf of America ever again. Every time a storm comes up, be a shower or a thunderclap, I just get anxiety of the worst kind. I mean, people probably have similar things with their earthquakes, tornadoes, or whatever else storm you get dealing out there. It's real. Like I said, the first hurricane was Frederick in '79. Then we had Mighty Elena, but nothing compares to Katrina. I wasn't born when Camille hit, and she was a mean sucker too. But Katrina was my Camille. And like I say, you walk. I mean, if you're new to Mississippi, South Mississippi, you wouldn't know what. But people who lived there and worked there. Prime example. My first job I ever had working at Belbrook Marine Mart. They was one block from the beach on Howard Avenue. The building's still there. It's been looked a little different now. The old house next to it, gone. So, and it is. It's an experience I hope nobody ever have to experience. And I see people have hurricane parties on the coast, or whatever it may be. My nature is a mean sapsucker, mean woman, and she will teach you a lesson. It is, like I say, 21 years ago. I remember like it was yesterday. I never been scared in my life, and I haven't been since then. And like I say, when a storm comes, in the Gulf, I get anxiety at the yin yang because hope I never have to experience that ever again. But here in Mississippi, when you have a body, a part of land that goes in the Gulf, there's a chance you get a hurricane or proper system. It ain't done them good. So it's a bittersweet anniversary tomorrow, and anyway, thanks for watching. Later.